Hey guys, Angela, create yourself that today. Haven't done one of those live Facebook videos in a while. And the reason why I'm doing this video is to share with you one of my findings, recent one. You know that I'm into ketogenic lifestyle or low carbohydrate, high fat, moderate protein lifestyle, and I've been into it for around 5 years right now, and I've been experimenting with different foods, different approaches to it, and learned quite a lot from my successes and failures. Right now I'm just trying to learn as much as possible from recent studies and books that are coming out more and more, because this lifestyle is becoming popular again. So the recent book I found is Banting Pocket Guide, and it says nothing on the cover about ketogenic diet whatsoever. And what is Banting? Well, Banting diet, or Banting, refers to William Banting, an undertaker, if you Google him, that's what it says, who in 1862 went to his doctor, and the doctor put him on his special diet, low carbohydrate diet, and William Banting lost a lot of weight and got really healthy. And after that, he wrote this letter on I forgot the name of it, but basically the letter on obesity and what kind of diet helped him to lose weight and get healthy. So that was in 1862. So that was the first case of popularization of low carb, high fat diet. And then the low carb diet that a lot of you heard about, and when it got like second wave of popularity was when Dr. Robert Atkins popularized low carb, high fat diet in 1972, when he released his best-selling book. And then again it got really popular and people were losing weight and getting healthier, but then whole health nutritionist community kind of banned it because of all the saturated fats that in the diet, that recently been proven that saturated fats from healthy foods are actually good for us, and they have nothing to do with health. And eating healthy fats actually improve good cholesterol, HDL cholesterol, decreases the amount of triglycerides, and improve other health factors. So I found this book, Banting the Pocket Guide, by Tim Noakes. A few days ago I read it. It's really short, really small, and it summarized all the learnings, all the experiences that I've had with low carb, high fat lifestyle. And here I want to share a few takeaways from the book, but also from my personal experience and from work with many clients and people I worked with. So the takeaways from the book, I would really recommend the book for you, because if you want to start, or if you've been like for anyone who want to learn more or get into low carbohydrate, high fat lifestyle, or ketogenic lifestyle, whatever you call it. So get this book, Banting the Pocket Guide by Tim Noakes. Loved it. It has all you need to know, all the practical tips about how to build your meal plans, what to eat and what not to eat, what to count and what not to count, all the ingredients that you should be aware of, how to count your carbs, how many carbs you should be eating, and from what kind of foods. There are meal plans, simple recipes, shopping guides, shopping lists, huge list of foods that are really great to eat and not so great to eat, and the one that you should avoid, like poison. So amazing book. But the key takeaways, and I have them written down here from the book that I want to share with you, so you could practice them to be successful on a high fat, low carbohydrate diet. So these are the takeaways. So high fat diet is not all you can eat diet. A lot of people who fail to lose weight especially and get all the benefits from low carb, high fat diet, a lot of people think that this is like all you can eat diet, where you can pour oils by the bottle in your salads, all over your food, or pour liters of creamers in your coffee, drink bulletproof coffee all day long, eat coconut oil, all kinds of butters, and as long as you're eating high fat and kind of not eating all the processed carbohydrates, then you're gonna be, well, sorry for the noise, it's central heating in the building. So a high fat diet is not all you can eat diet, meaning that you still, the best approach is to eat your healthy fats from whole foods, like your fattier cuts of meats, grass-fed, organic, wild, fatty fish like sardines, like herring, like salmon, smaller the better, avocados, nuts and seeds, all the fats that you can get in the form of whole foods, all your olives instead of olive oil, that's what you should be eating, and not trying to get as much fat as possible from all the processed fats that come in the bottle. So this is the first thing. High fat diet is not all you can eat diet. Second takeaway is quality of your food matters, meaning grass-fed beef and beef from animals that were fed antibiotics, that were injected hormones, that were sick during their life, living in a cramped space. Those kind of foods are not good for you, because all those hormones, all those antibiotics will go into your body, and your body will have to deal with that. So it's like day and night, the diet of the high-fat diet of healthy foods, where animal products, where plant foods come from the best sources, organic, wild, pasteurized, and then the high-fat diet where you eat meats full of hormones and antibiotics, and then plant foods that were sprayed with pesticides and were raised on really poor soil. It's just like day and night. So quality of food matters. This is takeaway number 2. And this will define whether you get really healthy on high-fat diet, or kind of the same, or get even sicker from adding all the fatty animal products. And animals, like humans, also store all the nasty stuff, all the toxins in fat tissue. So when you're eating a lot of fat of poor quality, guess what? You're gonna get that in your system, and you're not gonna stay healthy. So the third takeaway from the book, and in general for to succeed on high-fat, low-carb lifestyle, is consume. First, think about whole foods. Forget about all the exogenous ketone supplements, or protein shake, or keto cookies, or sugar-free everything. Just forget about that. First and foremost, you gotta eat whole foods. So eat your vegetables, eat your fats in your fatty fish, fatty cuts of meats, in your nuts and seeds, avocados, olives. Whole foods come first. Stop pouring oil all over everything just because the diet has high fat in the title. So whole foods first. Ditch all the processed stuff, especially if you're trying to lose the most weight. So takeaway number 4, count your net carbohydrates and your proteins, because the diet is not Well, first of all, the diet only will work and make sense if your carbohydrates are low, and for most people it will mean 25 to 50 net grams, especially at the beginning, especially if you have a lot of weight to lose, especially if you're not an athlete and don't move that much. And net carbohydrates is the amount of carbohydrate minus fiber and minus sugar alcohols like xylitol or erythritol and other sugar alcohols that do not have an effect on your blood sugar. So you want to make sure to be successful in this lifestyle that your carbohydrates are low, and for most people it means 25 to 50 net carbohydrates per day. And then you also want to make sure that your protein are moderate, that you consume just enough protein, and for most people it's somewhere around 60 to 90 grams per day. Because if you consume too much protein, your body will turn that protein into glucose, and glucose will prevent you from using fat for fuel, and your energy levels will go down, and also you're gonna store fat from all the excess protein and high level of insulin and blood glucose instead of burning that fat for fuel. So you're basically gonna feel like shit if you eat a lot of proteins, and you also can put on weight, especially if you're drinking those fancy whey protein drinks, shakes, even if they're super low carb. Doesn't matter. Too much protein, especially if it comes in the form of shake, gonna make you fat, and also gonna make you feel not well. So count your carbohydrates, 25 to 50 grams of net carbohydrates per day usually works for people who successfully lose weight and feel better on high-fat, low-carb diet. And protein somewhere between 60 to 90 grams per day, depending, depending how tall you are, your gender, what kind of physical activity you do. Usually somewhere around 1 gram per kilogram of body weight is a good starting point to see if it's enough for you or not. But yeah, so count your carbohydrates and count your protein. And takeaway number 5 is stop snacking and eating all the time. For your metabolism to work the best, you have to have the most beneficial thing that recent studies prove is to have longer periods of time when you do not consume anything. And any kind of calories, be that fat calories, be that carbohydrates or proteins, they require your body to digest, assimilate those nutrients, and they stop the fasted state where your body does most of the recovery, creating new cells and just repairing itself from inside out. So if you're snacking all the time, and no matter what you snack on all the time, then you're not going to be the healthiest you can be, and also your weight loss progress will also not be that fast, because every time you eat something, your body is not gonna burn your own fat to give you the fat loss progress that you're probably seeking. And yeah, so have schedule for your meals 2-3 times a day. That's perfect. Don't snack. Have your meals at the same time. That will also help to to reduce your cravings and to reduce your hunger when you're eating on a schedule. So yeah, tip number 5, that beneficial for your health, your fat loss, your recovery, the restoration of your systems in your body that allows your body to do the work and you to lose the most weight, is have certain amount of meals on a regular schedule and stop snacking all the time. Drink water, tea, but no snacks. So 5 takeaways again from the book Banting, The Pocket Guide by Tim Noakes. Get it? That's amazing book, the best book on practical book on high fat, low carb living that will allow you to avoid a lot of mistakes and will allow you to understand what lifestyle and diet is actually all about. So get the book, but 5 takeaways for today that you can start using. This diet is not all you can eat diet, not all the fat you can eat diet, meaning you still gotta just eat your meals till you're satisfied and be done with that. Second takeaway is quality of food matters immensely, hugely. I cannot overemphasize this. Third takeaway, first, you gotta eat your proteins, fats, and carbohydrates and all the vitamins and minerals from whole foods. Supplement or refined oils and fats, bulletproof coffee, all this stuff, that can come on top if your progress and your situation allows it. But first and foremost, whole foods, your vegetables, your meats, your fish, your eggs, your nuts and seeds, your avocados, your olives, the least stuff in the bottles and packages, as like the least you can do. Takeaway number 4, count your net carbohydrates. Stay in the range of 25 to 50 net carbohydrates, and make sure that your protein stays somewhere between 60 and 90 grams a day. That will make sure that most probably you will succeed on this lifestyle and lose weight and get healthier. So carbohydrates, 20 to 50 net carbohydrates per day, and protein 60 to 90 grams per day from whole food sources, of course. And the takeaway number 5 is don't snack, eat on schedule, have your 2-3 meals and be done with that. So again, this is the key takeaways from my perspective from the book Banting, the Pocket Guide for high fat, low carbohydrate living, for a ketogenic diet, and just a few facts that I want to share with you that kind of blew me away from reading more about the Banting diet, ketogenic, high fat diet, that you might also like. So fact number 1, did you know, for example, that there are no essential carbohydrates? The funny thing is, we are advised to eat most of our calories, like 60% of our calories, from carbohydrates, and there are no even essential carbohydrates, no essential requirements of your body for carbohydrates. There are essential fatty acids without which you cannot function properly. There are essential amino acids or your proteins that without that you can also not function properly and your body cannot produce them. But there are no essential carbohydrates. Think about that. Your body can make carbohydrates from proteins, from fats, and the little amount that you actually need. And another thing, a lot of people, I used to be that way too, think that we've been eating grains, breads forever. But if you put human history on a clock, 24 hours, and on that clock, we've been eating grains for only 5 minutes. If 24 hours is the whole human evolution, 24 hours our evolution, 5 minutes we've been eating grain, and only 5 seconds we've been eating processed sugar. So think about that. No, we did not evolve eating grains and sugar. No, we did not evolve on the kind of diet that makes most of the people sick these days. This is just a really, really recent occurrence, and it does not work for people, as we can see, where most people getting sick and fat and being fit and having flat stomach is considered to be abnormal and something to wow about, whereas everyone should be like that when we're eating the right kind of diet. So that's it for today. Angela, Create Yourself That Today. I'll be blogging about that also today. Check it out, Create Yourself That Today. If you have any questions, comment and post here, or shoot me email to angela@createyourself.today. And till next time, live as a better self daily and quit sugar.